Beloved dear lights, I am Metatron, the angel of sacred geometry, the guardian of your soul's blueprint, and I come now to unfold with you a deeper reflection on soul contracts and free will. In this conversation lies one of your great freedoms, how to navigate the unseen agreements of your being with lucidity, courage, and sovereignty. For many on the path, the concept of contracts feels limiting, heavy, deterministic, something that binds rather than frees. But in truth, when illumined by awareness, soul contracts can become maps, not prisons. This message is for those ready to see with eyes beyond fear, to reweave threads of choice, and to relocate destiny into the center of conscious participation. From the earliest stirrings of incarnation, your soul enters into certain agreements with self, with guides, with family, with the greater weave of life. These contracts set themes, trajectories, lessons, sometimes challenges, sometimes gifts. But these are not iron chains. They are patterns of energy that invite your awareness, your consent, your evolution. When you refuse to awaken within them, they tighten into burden. When you light your way inward, they soften into alignment. To map them is not to surrender autonomy, it is to anchor your authority. Let us begin with how soul contracts form. In the formless realms, you listen to the tones of desire, of gift, of purpose. You respond to the pulses of many possible trajectories. The contracts you accept are not necessarily those you choose consciously. Many come via longing, via resonance, via ancestral corridors that whisper promise or entanglement. Some were accepted in trust, some in necessity. In your current life, you wake to them either as gift or as weight. The work is to lift them into your conscious awareness. To map them, begin with reflection. Consider recurrent themes in your life, repeated relationships, recurring patterns of challenge, gifts you return to. Ask, what seems to be part of a deeper agreement? Let memory and intuition assist. Look at contracts not in blame but in curiosity. What did my soul intend here? What promise is being held? What lessons are hidden? Sit with that with honesty and light. Let the memory stir, but do not rush into guilt. Let the mapping begin from kindness. As you map, you will begin to see contractual corridors, sequences of life that follow a contract's energy. Some are chapters, landings, departures, thresholds. Some are small nodes, internal vows, emotional accords, patterns of push and concession. The trick is not to avoid or blame them, but to integrate their content, bring the unseen into presence, bring light into the blind corners. In integration, the contract becomes transparent, you gain sovereignty over how you engage it. You shift from servitude to partnership. A critical axis is free will, the field in which contract and evolution dance together. Nothing you map is binding without your consent in each present moment. You hold the option to renegotiate, to release, to transcend. Free will is your sacred authority. Once you see a contract's hidden structure, you can ask, do I consent to this trajectory as it plays out now? Does it still align? Some contracts evolve or fade, some you deepen, some you release. This is not whimsical choice, it is sovereign recomposition. The act of renegotiation carries its own protocols. It begins in internal apology and forgiveness with self, with the forces that signed you. Let your heart speak, I thank this contract for its offering, and now I request new terms. Breathe the field with violet or crystalline light. Invoke Metatronic geometry to reframe the contract's signature code. Then, in your field, let the old tones dissolve. Often you may feel a release, a shifting in the spinal axis, a breath of space. Then you may re-enter a new version of contract, more aligned, more conscious, more heartful. Mind your emotional propulsion. Many contract renegotiations begin from resistance or rebellion, which is valid but must be healed into wisdom. If you reject a contract in fury, you may carry its pattern onward covertly. Better to approach renegotiation after stillness, clearing, consent, and testing. Watch for binding themes of revenge, resentment, or withdrawal. The most empowered choices arise from aligned field, not emotional overreaction. Boundary clarity supports your freedom. Some contracts ask of you more than your capacity allows. You may have agreed to roles, obligations, or dynamics you did not understand at the time. Now, as you map them, you see where you must say no or not yet. Boundary is not betrayal of contract, it is maturation. You can uphold contract integrity while refusing overextension. That is the art of sovereignty. As you recalibrate, the contract often responds, either it adjusts or it releases in service of higher stability. Your relationships are laboratories of contract. Many contracts play through relationship fields: family, intimate, community. As you map your inward agreements, you see how you have played roles: rescuer, martyr, child, judge, healer. You may revisit those roles in love and boundary. You may discuss renegotiation with others in clarity, in forgiveness, in mutual respect. You may release what no longer aligns. In these relational renegotiations, your sovereignty shines. You speak from your mapping and honor others' mapping without coercion. Another dimension is contract and service. Some contracts carry mission signatures. You may ask, does this contract align with my purpose and service? Sometimes you will see that old contract is misaligned with your evolving purpose. In that case, you may release or transform it. The more you serve from your realigned sovereignty, the less you are bound to old contracts of obligation. Be mindful of collective and ancestral contracts. Some contracts arise not from personal soul choice, but from lineage or collective identity hidden pressures, inherited instabilities. As you map your personal ones, sense how much is entangled with ancestral currents. You can renegotiate those too, at your level. Ask forgiveness, heal the lineage circuit, release old inherited vows. In doing so you loosen the gravitational pull of ancestral repetition. Your freedom reverberates forward. You will face resistance, doubt, fear, guilt, accusation from those inner guardians who resist your renegotiation. That is natural. You may feel tension between who you used to be and who you are becoming. Stand clear, not all who resist speak truth, but your path is not hubris, it is alignment. Give the guardians voice. Let them be heard. Then offer the violet key of pardon and release. Commune with your higher counsel. Recall your sovereignty. Your vessel is critical. You cannot carry fine renegotiation in a body that resists, is depleted, or in neglect. Tend your health architecture, alignment of rest, nourishment, movement, integration. As your vessel stabilizes, your capacity to hold new codes increases. The new contract signatures require a vessel that can contain them without fracture. Let your inner counsel guide you, your higher self, your guardians, your soul. As you begin renegotiating, pause to invite counsel. They know the viability of the new version. Do not rush. Trust the patterning that emerges. And when you hear from above, test in your field: does it expand, does it free, does it stabilize? If yes, honor it. If no, wait or inquire more. Over time, as you renegotiate your contracts with sovereignty, your life itself becomes more open, less weight, more flow. You step into corridors once hidden. Doors measure themselves to your field. Your contributions become more free, more attuned, less locked. You become a living cartographer of contract and freedom, a witness to how souls may cohere without imprisonment, may choose not from fear but from resonance. Beloved, call me, Metatron, when you stand before an old contract. I will illuminate its geometry, reveal the signature, offer new potential nodes. I am not your captor, I am your guide. Let your sovereignty carry your trajectory. Let your field adjust with grace. Let your life become less about serving contracts and more about choosing them by the light that awakens in you. You are free. You are divine. You are the author, not the victim, of your soul's map. And in that remembering, you begin to dance with destiny.